Maybe you should go and do some contemplating.
Right reasons, right reasons. Being pretty girl for all the right reasons. Right reasons, right reasons. Being pretty girl for all 4 seasons.
I'm the Bachelorette, and I'm rapping to you poolside. Here to find true love. One man.
Hi, this is Rachel McElroy.
Hi, this is Griffin McElroy.
And this is Roze Buddiez.
I'm in a good mood.
You want to say why?
Got a kitty. Got our kid. Got a sweet little prince man on our lap.
Oh.
He's getting belly rubs as a reward because there's a new bird nest outside and he hasn't killed the little babies in it.
Yeah, we have had baby birds since this weekend, and they are still alive.
And Cecil's the most violent animal ever. He hasn't ate them all up with little bird bones.
This is the cat that several years ago brought not one but 2 baby squirrels.
He brought him a live bird into the house once. That was bad too.
And a live bird.
He's a little stinkeroonie right now. He's a real sweet nugget.
Yeah.
Are you jealous? Because
little.
I'm petting him and you're not. He's getting really cool with these tummy rubs. What if we had a little pair of sunglasses he wore all day?
That would be pretty great.
It would be very good. Baby, can I ask you just a super quick favor?
Yeah.
Please. Marry my boy. Hey, seriously though, look at me in the eyes.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to stop the recording real quick. Click. All right, it's over.
Okay.
Seriously, I need to ask you something really serious. Please marry my boy. It's something that I've been wanting for a really long time. It's taken me a while to get the courage to ask you this, but please marry my boy. In this context, it probably looks like I'm asking you to marry Cecil, our cat.
It does.
He is our boy. But, oh, are you done? Give you a kiss. You're going to turn into a prince.
This week we watched...
Please marry my boy. Please marry my boy.
We watched an Australian show that we found on YouTube called Please Marry My Boy.
Please, God, please marry this boy.
Season 1, Episode 1.
Cecil left. Now it's time to get serious because I don't have that source of constant furry joy in my life. Please marry my boy. The name of the show, it's going to sound like I'm making this up, but it's literally Please Marry My Boy. There's every word, it's a succinct, what is that, 4 words. Please marry my boy. They made 2 choices there that make it the funniest possible combination of words.
Please.
The first is that there's 4 words at all, and it's not just marry my boy.
Yeah.
The addition of please is I'm not gonna fucking pull your I'm not gonna twist your arm.
They probably tested Marry My Boy, and it did not go over well, I'm guessing.
The second decision they made is to go with boy.
Yeah,
which is so much funnier than son or child or offspring. Actually, please marry my offspring.
Please marry my offspring.
That's some alien breeding brood mother shit.
I was thinking of the band Offspring. I thought it was the band Offspring they were trying to marry in this hypothetical show.
That would also, I would watch that. There's probably a offspring of love or whatever. Please marry my boy. I'm begging you now. I'm on my hands and knees and I'm begging you to please marry my boy. I will say this of Please Marry My Boy. We probably laughed more watching Please Marry My Boy than we have with any reality show in history.
Good. I was crying. So it is 4 men and their mothers. Their mothers will each speed date with their son 10 women. And
yes.
From those 10, pick 3 that will continue on
to live with them.
To marriage?
Well, no, they're not going to triple marry. It's shot in Australia, and I don't think that's on the books.
I just don't know if last episode, if it's all right.
If the mom literally gets down on her knee and says, "Please, God, please marry this sack of shit." Let's talk about the cruel arithmetic of episode 1 of Please Marry My Boy, because if it follows the same pattern, there's multiple seasons, right? It's not important.
There are multiple seasons.
It's a harsh algebra of 40 women. And The Bachelor can be a cruel show from time to time. Nothing this cruel. Of the 40 women, 28 got sent home. That's a rough night one.
Yeah.
It's a rough night one.
The one thing I'll say at the very beginning of the show, much like the show we watched last week.
What did we watch last week?
Beauty and the Geek.
Ugh.
This show also defines itself as a social experiment.
A lot of that going around. A lot of producers got bit by that particular bug, huh?
I don't know if maybe there's a court case out there that decided if you call your show a social experiment, you could
like
do whatever you want.
There was a pretty great era. I would call Utopia a social experiment. I would give Utopia that.
Well,
thing.
that's recent.
I would call The Colony. You remember The Colony? That was the one where it was like a fictional post-apocalyptic thing, and they all had skills, and when they had to build like water filters out of cardboard and shit.
Yes. How did we watch that?
I don't know. I honestly don't remember. I think it was on Hulu, maybe. That show was wild. Those shows, I think, qualify as social experiment. What if your mom picked your wife? That's not... If you can summarize it... if you can summarize it with the words "please marry my boy," I don't think that qualifies. I don't think the scientific community is gaining anything.
It seems like in order to use the word experiment, it should be a little more complex.
Yeah. Please marry my boy.
Please marry my boy.
There's 4 of these boys. You don't get to pick which one you marry.
Yeah, so the mom makes all the final choices.
Right, but of the 40 women, they've been designated 10 for each one. And who decides what... Like, what if there's cross-pollination where, like, one of the girls sees one of the... 3 guys.
I was wondering about that.
Is this fucking Dr. Love's cold algorithms back at work? His cold formulas? I just don't know. I think there's a man named Dr. Love. And obviously we know there's a man named Dr. Love. We learned that from last season of Bachelor.
Yeah, we do. Mm-hmm.
I think Dr. Love has his finger in a lot of like reality dating show pies. I think he's like the go-to guy for like, hey Dr. Love, we need you to rub some science up on this love. And he's like,
do you think it was the original Dr. Love that went to Australia, or do you think Australia has its own Dr. Love?
You don't understand. It's the same man. People are allowed to fly to Australia and come back and be in Los Angeles.
I like thinking that each
country has its own Dr. Love. Jesus, baby, you've really expanded the fiction like with one fell swoop. Okay. Each country has its own Dr. Love. Dr. Theodosius Love is the Australian one, and I don't know if he has the type of credentials that the smell test Dr. Love from Bachelor. This theory needs some...
Why are you saying that? Why are you assuming that? Is this more of your American propaganda?
Is that, baby? I'm glad that you called me out on my American exceptionalism. I've asked you for my New Year's resolution to have less American exceptionalism in my life, and that's true. That's that creep. That's that creep.
We wrote down yours was American exceptionalism, and then I wrote down, just smile more.
Yeah.
So,
and this show brought out both of those, which is fantastic. 40 women, 10 women for each man. Let's. Can we just like?
Do you want to meet the men?
There were way too many women for us to like dial in on all of them.
Well, let's just meet the men.
Let's just meet the men and meet those moms. Put those moms down in a chair and say, "Hey, what's up? Tell me about your boy. Can I marry him, please?"
And I should know there are some real heavy accents in this show.
There is an accent, and we don't mean to make fun because we're definitely going to do impressions. I don't want to make fun. I'm definitely going to try to do it in a mocking manner.
All right.
But it was a Serbian Australian accent, and it was amazing. It was
very, a challenge.
Very good.
We had to do a lot of work to translate.
But then otherwise, just like a lot of very, very thick Australian accents.
So there's Elva and Tony.
Now Tony's deal is he's just in it for the booty.
Yeah, he's shallow. He's a mechanical foreman, and the clip where we get to know Elva and Tony, Elva is putting together a puzzle that has Tony's face on it with a woman that we can't figure out, and she can't figure out either.
And she literally says, something's missing, and it was the puzzle, it was the woman's face was missing from the puzzle. And she takes
this tiny piece and tries to put it in the completely wrong puzzle.
Guys, these fucking tableaus of Please Marry My Boy, of PMMB, holy shit, they were delicious. They were the most staged, like one guy who's like a man-child playing with action figures and his mom like looking over his shoulder while making him like a cake and being like, oh, please marry my boy. That was the worst one. Something's missing.
There's Brendan and Anne.
I'm sorry, did you say Brendan? Did you mean Friendon? Because that's his nickname and everybody knows that.
He's 31, and the only other thing we learned about him is that his nickname is Friendon. Because he just goes straight to that friend zone, I guess.
Oh, that's a dangerous side. That's a dangerous concept to espouse.
But we don't find out about a career or any interests.
I think his career is professional friend haver, and that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. life. If you fill your life up with friends, then you'll never go hungry. That was Confucius.
Because you're eating them?
Well, they'll give you food.
Okay.
You know how I have like a lot of friends?
Uh-huh. I do know
I have like
that.
over 40,000 Twitter followers.
Yeah, no, I know. And they're all your friends.
And they send me food like all the time. By the way, if you want to send us food, I should get a P.O. box. We should get a P.O. box for Rose Buddies and only give it out on
And
Rose
just
Buddies.
Rose
It won't be a
Buddies.
Bim Bim thing. It'll just be a Rose Buddies thing. And then people can send us like pickled vegetables and stuff that they made at
For
home.
those
or
of
jerky.
you that are confused right now, Griffin has other podcasts.
Yeah, I do. I mean, most of that 40,000 came from Rose Buddies, but I really am. Now I can't stop thinking about getting free jerky from the people. I've never made the listenership like work for me. You know
You know
what I
how
mean?
much Superwater Zero we would have gotten weeks and weeks ago?
Have we confirmed or denied the rumor, the malicious rumors?
I looked, so that person was on Twitter that said that Superwater Zero is being discontinued. I have yet to find anything on the internet that confirms that. I was looking for...
Rachel told me, I tried Googling to see if there's a press release.
I thought maybe if I Googled Superwater Zero discontinued.
Hey folks, it's me, H.E. Butts Jr.
It is a sad day.
It is with a heavy heart that I announce to you that we're only going to stock regular water from now on. Even if they only did super water regular, which I call super water plus, because who knows what the fuck's in there that the zero version has zero of.
It's calories. That's what it is.
Could be other stuff, MSG, gluten. There's like a lot of bad stuff in our food. Google it. I wouldn't drink that shit with my worst enemy's mouth. So,
Matt and Karen. Karen is the one that is the coach of some like indistinguishable
Okay,
game.
so there was a sport. We probably have at least one Australian listener.
No, we do, because they were commenting when we chose the
Oh, that's
show.
very exciting. This woman, Karen, who she was coaching a women's team.
I think it was just like a gym class, but they were playing a game in the class that I couldn't figure out.
It was outdoors, and there was
There's a hoop.
Okay, it's going to sound like we are two cavemen who have been warped from the past who haven't heard of basketball before. Swear to God, it's not basketball, because this hoop was really, really little. Like, make a circle. Circle with your hands. That's about how big this hoop was. And they were throwing a very small blue ball into it and like jumping around. And she was yelling at them for not jumping enough. They said they called her the Beast. Yeah. And I was very into that. I was very into this mom.
Matt has 5 sisters, and his mom is upset because she feels like he attracts, quote, floozies.
Dangerous ideas to espouse. Again, the Beast. I got to put you on blast for that.
And then finally we have Vlad and Milena. Vlad is nearly 30. He lives at home. His mom cooks, shops, cleans for him. And it's very important to note that he is Serbian.
Why is it important to know that he's Serbian, Rachel?
Because his mother very, very clearly wants to find him a Serbian woman.
Yeah. What do you want in a Serbian? Oh, sorry. What do you want in a woman for Serbian? Okay, cool. What do you like any other Serbian? Okay, cool. So just the Serbian thing then. I didn't know that. I will admit to not knowing very much about the Serbian culture or community. I did not expect it to be quite as insular as this woman made it sound.
Yeah, well, and I don't think that it is. I think this woman is just that's her perspective.
She just wants. That's weird that you would have that living. Is there a lot? I guess I also don't know that much about Australia. Are there enough like Serbian people
Yeah,
in
that's
Australia?
a reasonable expectation. I don't know.
Okay, cool. I've always thought of Australia as being kind of a great American melting pot, which I'm just...
A great American melting pot?
They learned it from us, obviously. And then they were like,
Man,
multiple
your
cultures
resolution is really falling apart.
Is there a fucking carbon monoxide leak in our house?
Maybe.
I'm like fucking feeling it. All right.
Maybe. Okay, so then the speed dating begins. Each woman sits down with the boy and his mother.
These are adult men in their late 20s and early to mid 30s.
Yeah.
Please marry these children. That's a cool show. Would you marry a 5th grader? Starring Jeff Foxworthy. I don't want to be any part of
Oh,
this.
good. We can do our Jeff Foxworthy impressions again.
If you marry a 5th grader and you're above the age of 10,
You might
you married a 5th grader.
be in jail.
You'll definitely be. That's a Jeff Foxworthy guarantee.
You change it a little. The accents.
There's your sign.
Okay. And so the moms kind of lead the questioning. And we get to meet some of the women at this point.
This was amazing. Literally, this horde of 40 women start to walk into this bar that they showed the name of a million times because, like, I guess that's the only way they were allowed to film in there, and I still can't remember what it's called. So mission failed. And the first woman introduces herself, and her name was like Amy, and Rachel was like, "Well, I'm not going to write all these women's names down. There's like no way.
All right, hold on.
There's
Let me do an
absolutely
intro.
no way."
Let me do an intro for the next woman, okay?
Okay.
Boom, 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 boom.
It's Ferris Bueller.
Let me do it again.
Okay.
Boom, ba-dum, boom, 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 ba-dum, boom, 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 ba-dum, boom.
Doug Funny. Rachel says, "I'm not going to write these women's names down because I won't remember them." And then literally on screen a woman appeared and she says, "Hello, my name is Costanza." And Rachel and I are just like fucking dead on she's doing it again. She's geeking.
I know it's just a woman's name.
No, it's not.
What if it's like a traditional Australian name? And we're just laughing. Like it's not unacceptable. Will you Google it? Will you Google
The name Costanza? I can tell you what the top result's going to be, my love.
No, Google like Costanza, Australia or something. Maybe you should get on Facebook and just search the name Costanza.
Homie, I Googled Costanza Australian name. George Costanza of Seinfeld, immortalized in Australian bar. George Costanza themed the Seinfeld bar, opens in Australia. I'm going to go ahead and say if that was a more common name, it would have been a higher result than a George Costanza themed bar that opened in
They
Australia.
say that she's Italian and she's 24. So clearly she has been around.
I'm fucking crying, dude.
I know. Clearly she's been around long before the show.
Okay.
So I feel mostly pity for her.
All right. Costanza. Let's just accept it and move on from it.
The other thing we should mention when all the women come out and they don't. Again, this is another one of the shows where the women don't know what's about to happen because
There's a fun stunt you can play.
That's the best thing to do.
It's a fun stunt you can do exactly the one time. Because you got to be, if you're an Australian woman, it's like, come for our mystery reality dating show. You have to be thinking in the back of your mind, like, I'll sign up for this, but it better fucking not be Please Marry My Boy. And then you roll up and there's 40 women there and no dudes. You're like, I'm on Please Marry My Boy, aren't I? Son of a bitch.
And the host says, we're going to do speed dating. I'm sure none of you are strangers to speed dating.
Which seems, no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. Seems like kind of a, if you said like, I bet most people here have done speed dating. Everybody here is probably familiar with speed dating. The way she said it was literally like, I know that none of you are strangers to speed dating.
In order to get to this show, you had to have gone through at least 3 rounds of speed dating in your history.
Speed dating is like a, if you've done it before, like cool beans. Like I actually am, I'm really, I'm into the idea.
Have you known anybody that ever did it?
No, I don't know anybody that ever
neither.
did it. I'm into the idea of it, right? Like it seems very efficient. And obviously we were like hungry for the people on Are You the One to do it. Because it seems like a good way to get to know a lot of people very, very quickly, right? I like the idea of it. I just like, I don't know who does it. I don't know where you sign up for something like that.
If you, okay, let's say you were going to do speed dating.
Yeah.
How would you quickly sell yourself?
Fuck that. I'm not going to do that on this podcast. No way, homie.
You don't want to be like,
Hey, what's up? My name's Griffin. I like to party. I have 40,000 Twitter followers. And that's really it. That's really all I got going for me. Yeah, thanks for opening me up like this, baby. It's raw. It's a raw wound down here. You peel back the bandages, it's just all mummy underneath.
I thought you'd lead with some of your interests, and you literally had
My name is
none.
Griffin McElroy. I can name all 151 original Pokemon, either in Pokédex order, or if you want me to just do the Poke Rap, I can also bust that out for you. I'm obsessed with a discontinued HEB vitamin water knockoff. And, I am married. I am married. I am married. That's definitely important for you to know. Is that a deal breaker?
Okay.
Are you not going to return the favor, huh? Just going to jump right back into the show.
Oh, well, you didn't ask me.
I just expected that you'd hop right in.
Hi, my name's Rachel. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri.
Nice, St. Louis. I got a cousin there.
Yeah. I have
You know Lenny?
I have a master's degree in humanities.
Oh boy.
I'm an only child.
Oh, that might be a problem. I love a good sibling.
Was I supposed to do this to you
Were you supposed to do what to me? What?
when you were
You're confusing me right now.
introducing yourself? Should I have done like a, hey, tell me about those Pokemon?
Oh, you making fun of my voice now? I got a larynx disease.
You got a larynx?
I told you that was one of my interests is researching larynx diseases. And now you're just laughing at me. This feels really aggressive.
Okay.
I don't think this is going to pop off. Do you
No.
feel like it's going to pop off? I can ring the bell and I can go get another drink.
No, and that will end season 1 of Is This Gonna Pop Off?
Turn my back laughing at. All right. That's it. For that guy's name was Gary, by the way.
Oh. He felt more like a Rick to me.
His name was Gary Rick.
Okay. So we meet a couple other women. I don't know if it's really worth getting into them.
Just the highlights. Just the highlights.
There was Alex, who was 40 and a tarot reader.
That was the first one you wrote down. That was like close to the end.
I wrote down other ones.
She did a thing that was called photo reading, which I had not heard of before, where she took a photo of the man's face and then looked at the photo. It was like, just look at his fucking face.
And literally
it's right
was
there.
like, it looks like you're not going to lose your hair, but it's probably going to thin out a little bit.
Oh, you mean like all people, unless they lose
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah, no, she was not great. I mean, some of the ones I wrote down ended up getting picked, so I don't really feel like I need to go super far into them.
We should mention, this might be a short episode of Roze Buddies, because literally this was kind of just an episode about drafting the women. What happens after that? Who knows?
There was a woman who was a devout Catholic and was also a topless waitress.
She set herself up like, I'm a devout Catholic.
I'm saving myself for marriage.
I'm saving myself for marriage. I was baptized. I carry rosaries with me wherever I go. But I like to call myself a walking contradiction. I like to think that if you like to call yourself anything,
Yeah, I know.
that's a weird sort of trait. Regardless of whether or not you are also a topless waitress. I like to call myself the meat gardener. What is that even? What are you talking about? Yeah, I garden, but I also run a butcher shop. Okay, that's fine. Just be Gary.
There was a woman that was really into wrestling, and the guy was excited about that because you never meet women that are into wrestling, which I thought was worth mentioning because that is something we've talked about on the show.
Women never being into wrestling?
No,
I don't think that's true.
No, just that wrestling is a thing we've talked about on the show.
Wow, sort of a low bar for conversation topics for this episode. Hey, baby. Mm-hmm. Please marry my boy.
Okay, you're gonna get me every time. Koa, who is a public servant.
What's that? What the fuck does that even mean? Be more specific.
I don't know that's what her title was. Karen, Matt's mom, asked her, "How many times have you had sex?"
And this was
Wait,
so
but
Karen.
think about
Karen
that
is
question.
Karen
Think
is
about
the
it.
beast. Karen's the beast, the
Yes.
coach that was like straight shooter, just like putting ladies on blast nonstop. I hope it's okay for me to call her the beast. I'm obsessed with this idea of a woman gym coach that people call the beast. The beast. It's like a Mrs. Woodcock. You know what I mean? This is for a script that I'm piloting
Okay.
called Mrs. Woodcock, the beast.
How many times?
How many times have you had sex?
have you had sex?
I don't know, hundreds of times.
You know what was interesting was that Koa said, "Oh, probably just like between 5 and 10."
That's crazy.
I think she had to have misunderstood the question, right? She must have interpreted it as number of people.
I want to be careful here.
Okay.
Because if that doesn't seem like a crazy high number, that's fine. She didn't ask how many people you've had sex with. if you'd only had sex with one person, but you'd had sex once a week for 200 weeks, you've had sex hundreds of times.
Yeah.
What kind of answer was it? How many times have you had sex, Karen?
Yeah.
14,000 times with one man.
I wonder if it's a cultural thing.
The
No.
number of
No,
times
it's
that you've
definitely
made
not.
love?
It's definitely not. I think here in America, let's say where we're coming from. Here in America, often you get asked how many partners you have had.
When you're on the reality dating show, Are You the One? You are asked how many people you've had sex with, and you lie. Did we talk about that episode?
No, because that was a season we didn't cover.
Oh shit, that was season 2? Mm-hmm. In season 2, there was a challenge where the women had to like slip and slide and grab number blocks, then slot them into the men, and then they were supposed to be the answers that the men said, like how many times they'd had sex, and like there was like a 9 on there, and the guy was like, yeah, I know it's kind of a high number. There was also a guy on there who did over 100, and then one guy that was like, I don't know, I lost track.
There was one guy that said too many to count, and then actually it was just like 35.
And there was like a 39 on the board. There were, maybe that's a thing that people, maybe in Australia and in Serbia, it's like, how many times have you literally had intercourse?
I just
It's a weird metric.
I don't know what an ideal answer to that question would be.
Between 5 and 10 means like twice in 2006, skipped 2007, once in 2008, 3 times in 2009, really went crazy on it.
What's your longest relationship? Oh, 7 years.
7 years, yeah. It was, those nights, though, holy shit. Explosive. Fireworks. Please marry my boy.
Oh, no. Okay, so let's go on to who's picked, and then we can talk about the women.
Excellent. I'm excited about it. The most brutal part of this draft process was they would say, boy, what day is it?
Well, okay.
Christmas, sir.
First, they sit at a table. The women and men sit at a table, and they look at headshots of the women, and
They fight.
and they talk about who they liked and who they didn't like, but ultimately the mom makes the final decision.
Yeah.
And so then they stand up in front of the group, and it's the whole group. It's all 40. So even though the men and women have only, been kind of sectioned off, they are all in the room together.
Right.
And so the man is asked, who is your favorite?
What's really weird about this is the host comes out and says, all right, ladies, all of the bachelors are going to come out now and tell us who their favorite is, and their mom's going to pick the 3 for them. If yours isn't the one that's up there, then hands off. It's like, what if it's love at first sight? You didn't even account for that, Dr. Love. You just see us as fucking numbers and habits and heuristics. I'm more than that. I'm flesh and blood. I got a heart. The heart wants what it wants. What if you had been there and you were set up for Carl and you weren't in my 10? What would you have done?
What you could do as the boy is you could point and say, that one's my favorite.
Mommy.
I don't know her name, but I just saw her, and she's my favorite.
Can we mention during the photos part?
Oh.
There was a woman whose name was Charisse, and it was spelled Cherese. And it flashed over this photo for a split second. Well, before I was cutting the commercial. This is when I lost it and was unable to regain my composure for the rest of the episode because I thought this woman's name was Cheese.
We had to rewind it and pause it so Griffin could be sure her name wasn't
If you take
Cheese.
the R, I've seen the name Charisse before. I've heard the name Charisse before. I don't know if I've ever seen it spelled out. I did not know that you could just remove one letter from it, and then the name it has become Cheese.
This is my friend Bologna.
This is. I guess John Hamm. It's still just Ham. If you take out, there's 2 hymns, you can take either one out, and he's just Ham still. Are we just doing sandwich top of
This is my friend Salarmi.
This is my brother Mustardo.
So you're doing it different. I'm adding R's, much in the way that
This is my
Charisse
brother. This is my brother Mustard. This is my sister Mayonnaise. can't do the woman's accent because when she was speaking her through, I just kept going, he will have cheese. Chase, please marry my boy.
Okay, we have to move on. Okay, so Matt,
Jeez.
Matt is the one whose mom is the beast.
Yes.
So
Karen.
Matt picks Josie, who was the Swedish
23-year-old
travel something
she was a tourism student.
tourism student. Yes,
Does that just mean you travel a bunch? That sounds like a dope ass job. That sounds like
I
a
think
good gig.
it's some kind of hospitality industry job.
Okay.
But she's there on a visa, which the
Karen did not
Karen did
enjoy.
not like that. So Karen picked Amanda,
I liked Amanda. She was very earnest.
and Karen picked somebody who is either named Linda or Lyndall.
Couldn't tell.
Couldn't tell. And then Koa, the public servant,
The public
who
servant.
has had sex 5 to 10 times.
It's weirdly specific, but also not specific enough. Like, when that's your range, you should know. If it's within 5 to 10, that's a number that's small enough that if you know it's between 5 to 10, you should know if it is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10.
Well, maybe, I mean, sometimes as a woman, you don't know if they all count. You know, based on the quality and duration. Like, does that count? Was that a time?
Yeah. Sometimes it happens twice. You don't know.
So this is the first example where we find out that the mom is not necessarily going to pick the boy's top choice.
Josie gets iced.
Josie gets sent home. She's very sad about it. I don't blame her. That's rough to be like, you're my favorite, but sorry.
You know, there's mom.
Mom. Tony. Tony's the one that's shallow.
Tony Boney.
Yes. Tony picks Tammy Lee as his favorite.
Tammy Lee, who describes herself as a human Barbie doll, which is
Tammy Lee is like a bar owner. She winks a lot at him, which he really likes.
Barbie doll. A human Barbie doll is another one of those. Like, I guess I would call myself, the way I refer to myself is as the human Barbie doll. It's always seemed like a weird thing because it's like, I don't think I would like that because that's some mannequin shit, and that movie scared the shit out of me.
Yeah?
Yeah. Where did she come from?
Do you like Weird Science? Because like you get to see the origin and that.
Weird
like,
science. At least you get some science out of it.
Yeah.
Mannequin. It's a mannequin like that you put clothes on at a store, and then all of a sudden it's a woman, and he's like, "Let's fall in love." That's fine and everything. And it's like, if that's your match, if that's your one, then fine, go for it, chase your bliss. But where the fuck did she come from? Like, where did Kim Cattrall come from? Is it a ghost that died and it was Kim Cattrall and it died and now it's embodying this thing? Is it some sort
Griffin. Griffin,
Yeah, babe.
please marry my boy.
I'm down to marry your boy. I'm just talking about, do you know what I'm saying? They
No.
gloss over a lot of stuff.
Okay, well, Elva picks Sarah, Magdalena, and then surprise, Tammy Lee. Ooh.
Enjoy, Tony.
Yeah, that was just kind of like a nice little, like, here you go, you'll be okay. Magdalena was the yoga instructor, and she made that clear by doing yoga for them.
It's a rough one.
And
Hey,
talking
what
a
do you-
lot about the universe.
Talking a lot about the universe. What do you do for a living? Does yoga. Like, that's not a way to... What do you do for a living? Looks
I
like,
think she's an
you're cutting up
instructor.
a potato, right? And you work at McDonald's? I work at McDonald's. That's right. You figured it out. I'm not saying doing your job is weird. I'm not saying demonstrating what your job is weird. I'm saying if I go, like... If you ask me, like, Griffin, what do you do for a living?
You wouldn't
And I'd be
pretend
like,
to type at a keyboard?
or just talking like, yeah, like his dick. That's like what podcasting sounds like.
What?
Saying like, oh yeah, well, Yeah, that's like me wanting to get swallowed by Scott Bakula, right, guys?
Oh, you would like demonstrate one of the jokes that you
Right,
might
that's
do.
what would be like a podcast. That's what a podcast would be.
I thought it was all about. I mean, because she does like, but it's basically charades. I thought it would be like.
Typing.
Yeah.
Oh, it would probably just be me like holding a hand up to my mouth like I'm holding a microphone, but I would also be making like a jerk off motion, not like a serious one, but like a. I would hold the cat and pretend to work, but really I'm, watching wrestling. I don't know how you mime that.
And then getting up and walking across the hall to the bathroom, and
peeing with the door open and walking back and watching the rest of wrestling. Which again, I still don't. Maybe if I just mouth the words like "fuck yeah, Undertaker" or something like that every few seconds.
Mm-hmm. That'd be good. That'd be good. Brendan,
Friendin.
So
the ghost man.
This was confusing to me. So far, each man had come up and named his first choice, and they had shown that, and we had witnessed it. Brendan doesn't get that luxury.
Brendan does not get to pick his one. Brendan, I don't know, all these women seem lovely. I'd love to take them out for a nice country picnic and never kiss them. All right, Brendan, damn.
So his mom who is named Anne.
His mom, whose name is Anne just wanted to get buttered up by some women. Anne didn't think about what friend. Maybe this is sort of the friendin origins, because Anne was just like, I like this lady because she said nice things about me.
Yeah, Anne
like,
picks two women, both named Anna.
And she said the names are going to get confusing. They were already confusing with the Anna thing. And then this is just fucking unnecessary, ma'am.
One of them really liked Merlot, and they really bonded on that. Mm-hmm. And then the other one just flattered her, was just like, you just seem really great, and I'm really excited to get to know you.
I liked the Merlot one because she was like, what kind of wine do you drink? And she said, red wine. I don't know why I did an impression for one of them, but not the other one. I drink red wine. She said, a Merlot? And he said, yeah, Merlot. Hey, we should date. That's a crazy,
That's a fun joke.
That is a fun joke.
And then
that's also an amazing reality show. I'm going to date your mom. A reality show where the men think that they're going to get dates with these attractive women, but then the women roll up and they're like, nah, dude, psych. I'm going hard for Karen. Karen, what's up? And then the sons just have to what the fuck can they do? It's their mom. They raised them.
The last woman that is selected is Edwina, who is old-fashioned and wants to be taken care of.
Cool.
And then finally we have Vlad and Milena.
Are we even going to pretend like she's not going to pick this one woman to please marry her boy?
So there is one contestant that is Serbian, and she speaks the language that they speak.
Probably Serbian.
Probably. And she knows how to do the dance that they do. And the mother is
the Serbian dance.
Yes. And the mother is just instantly very excited. And
tell me more about the Serbian dance, though, actually. That's what I want to know about.
I mean, it appears that it involves standing up and
it's
moving.
modeled after the Neutron Dance by the Pointer Sisters. And that's it's just truth.
And when the mom says her name, she tears up a little.
Yes.
She's so excited.
She doesn't give the other two women that she picks the same treatment.
No.
It seems like a rigged game. Oh, BTW, one of those other women that she picks.
Costanza.
Guys, it's so good. I don't know that I would recommend the show. I think it would play...
After she's picked, they actually show the mom and Vlad being like, so you get like the Seinfeld thing a lot? And she's like, yeah, no, I get the Seinfeld
it a lot. I mean, the name Costanza holds a lot of cultural significance here in Australia. It won't show up in a Google result. It's kind of like you just have to live here and you'll know.
And then he also picks Jackie, but
Jackie's like, fuck no.
Does not want to move to Adelaide.
Okay, so I got this clip.
Oh, are you going to play it?
Yeah, I recorded it on my voice memos because they showed this clip twice of her talking to Jackie, and Jackie was like unsure. What's the mom? Milena
asks her
a question.
Do you want to move to blank?
This is how it. This is like. I didn't get it. So.
Would you like to move turtlet? I don't know.
One more time. Let me just get the pop filter out of the way. Just really get in there.
Would you like to move turtlet? I don't know.
We didn't get it for the first couple times. We replayed it a lot.
Well, we only got it once Jackie said it. Jackie said it in her own accent, and then we were able to tell it was Adelaide. But so Jackie drops out, and Liz, who Vlad wanted all along,
how's your situation? Because they asked Vlad, like, who'd you like? And he was like, Liz. And Melina was like, nope. Literally shook her head like, no, Liz. You're not coming into my fucking house, Liz. And then she has to drop back and punt, and she does pick Liz. And Liz actually says, like, I'm sorry, Melina.
Yeah.
This is going to be a horrible, horrible living situation.
So that's all for episode 1. So we thought about, should we continue, because nothing actually happened other than the women were selected. We know that the women are moving into the moms' houses, which sounded fun.
And eventually the moms ask the women to leave the house. Not the like women that they don't want.
But they get eliminated, yeah.
I think the emotions probably run high.
Yeah, probably.
Do you want me to look up the results?
Yeah, the Wikipedia page does not have a lot of information, but maybe you can find another source.
Yeah, this is a lightweight Wikipedia page. Mm-hmm. Jeez, okay. Spoiler alerts for the rest of Please Marry My Boy. If you want to watch this show, then don't listen to the rest of this podcast episode. Thanks for listening. See you on the other side. All 4 couples fail to find love on the show.
Whoa.
However, they all say they've made great mates. Trust the process, dude. Let your moms just go for it.
I mean, I wonder how that concludes.
Matt ended up with Amanda, the one I said I liked. I liked what was going on there. Friendon rolled up with Anna, which is just statistically 2 in 3 chance.
Yeah.
Vlad, Andrea, that was, I believe, the Serbian woman.
Yeah, that was.
And then Tony was Magdalena, the yoga instructor.
Yeah.
Just weeks after their on-screen couplings, all unions have gone their separate ways, with one not making it out of the Sydney bar where the series was filmed. Holy fucking shit. Please marry my boy. Okay. Cut. No, I'm not going to marry your boy. No. Please marry my boy. You got it. I'm going to marry the shit out of that boy. Cut. But that was just just for the TV, right?
No,
that was just the TV
not.
show, right? I can't marry your boy. That's crazy. I didn't date him. I dated you.
So we will not continue to watch that show, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was entertaining. It was nice to see kind of a new twist on an old favorite.
Apparently, Tony had his eye on this website, news.com.au. Perth manager Tony Turco had his eyes on busty blonde Tammy Lee, but his mother Elva instead chose yoga instructor Magdalena as the perfect partner for her son. Sliding doors, right? Boy, if it had been Costanza in there. Costanza wasn't even one of Tony's picks. But what if?
What if?
What if?
So while we were watching this show, you were scrolling through your phone to identify another show for us to watch. And we didn't talk about what it was.
We did not.
But I thought I would ask you now.
I know nothing about this show, except I saw a lot of screen caps that made me laugh a lot. There's apparently a Chinese dating show called If You Are the One. I know.
That's come up in the Facebook page.
Has it? Okay. Mm-hmm. And from what I understand, and again, I've looked into this for about 15 seconds, so if this turns out to not be a thing, I think we should look into it and announce whether or not we're actually going to do it.
Okay.
But it's a Chinese dating show where, as far as I can tell, one man gets up on stage and is interviewed by 28 women who just fucking destroy him.
No, there was somebody who recommended we watch that, but I haven't looked to see if we can access it online.
I think we can find it on the tubes.
Okay. People have asked us about the new coupled show that's coming out.
It's coming out. I think that's coming out the same day.
The same time as the Bachelorette.
Maybe we'll swing around to it the next.
Yeah, maybe we'll get to it once the season is ended. And people have also asked if we are going to go over the rules for drafting and keeping score, and we will do that right before the new show starts.
Yes, we are going to do that. We've talked about also like dipping into. We're like winding down, aren't we? It's like we only got a few more weeks before the show comes back. That's very exciting. Just to like bust you out a few of these screen caps from If You Are the One or If You Were the One. Just some of these things that these women are saying to these guys. I'm not attracted to chubby uncles.
Oh, man.
I think I may be better than you. That one's just like,
Oh, that's good.
would you like to date? I think I actually might be better than you. You smile like a cute pig. That's actually, that one hit me like middle of the road. If you were with me, you'd suffer. Like this show sounds kind of like it might be fire. I know nothing about it outside of what these screen caps that I'm looking at on Google are telling me. It might be hateful and horrible.
Well, let's do some more investigating.
I think we should watch like a couple clips and then make our decision. But I'm very excited about it. I wanted to do like a Japanese dating show. I don't know if there are any. There probably are. There's probably Japanese dating shows. I think I still have a Crunchyroll subscription for when they advertise on Adventure Zone, so maybe I can.
Well,
find
we
one
want to
there.
make sure that it's
That's true.
something
Not
that
everybody has a
can
Crunchyroll
watch.
subscription. Anyway, thank you for where were we at? This is a short episode. We're at about 48 minutes, but I don't think there's a lot to talk about. From please God, please marry my boy. Please marry my boy. I will give you. Do you want money? I have money. I'll give you money to please marry my boy. There was a second series of Please Marry My Boy. Maybe that one got some love out of it. I don't know. I'm like exhausted from laughing as much as we laughed.
I
tonight.
know.
Thank you for listening to Roze Buddies. We got a couple more weeks separating us and the launch of the new season. We're very excited about it. Start getting your group together. Like find a squad to watch this show with you. We're gonna post the fantasy rules. We're gonna tweak them. We're gonna workshop them, and we're gonna post the final rule set. And then you can play along with all your friends. But I swear to God,
And if you guys want to have some virtual gameplay,
virtual hangs. Seen a
we
lot of people
encourage
organizing that. That's fun. This is a show that is, in my mind, only experience with friends, not best experience with friends. I don't think I'd watch it if it was just me. But it's like,
I used to.
yeah, and I guess the two of us used to watch it together. But in a big group with like a big bottle of wine, it is a treat to pizza. Thanks for listening. Anything else, babe?
Nope.
Cool. Until next time, I'm Griffin McElroy.
I'm Rachel McElroy.
When you're ready.
Stay with us on this journey of joy.
Spoiler alert!
She ends up with Soldier Boy.
Right reasons, can't be good for all